All right, welcome. Foundations of American Democracy, Purpose of Government. All right, so what is the purpose of government? Well, according to the preamble of the Constitution, it establishes the following goals for a government. A government should establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, meaning peace at home within our borders, provide for the common defense, so think military or protection from external threats, promote the general welfare, and secure liberty. Another word for liberty is freedom. So justice, peace, defense, general welfare of the population, and liberty or freedom. At least that's what the framers of the Constitution thought the purpose of government was. All right, so before the Constitution, we declared independence, so this is 1776. And the Declaration of Independence did a number of things. Obviously, it was a breakup letter from England, but and there's another video that goes into a little bit more detail. But the broad strokes of what we're going to focus on for AP Gov and the Declaration is that it provides the foundation for popular sovereignty, which is a term that we will also use a little bit more later on in the next video, actually. Maybe even later in this one. I don't know. But it is the idea that people are the source of governmental power. And so you have essentially that's kind of a definition of popular sovereignty. Limited governments receive their power from the people. So you have a government that can only do the things the Constitution says it can do, and it only has power because the people have given that government power. So you have a few philosophical inspirations of the Declaration and then in turn the Constitution. Probably not a huge thing that you need to focus on tremendously, but one of the philosophers that we do look at is John Locke. He was famous for his promotion of life, liberty, and property, in which he said that essentially those were rights that all people have. And he also developed, or was one of the people, because several of them did, but talked about the social contract theory, which, again, similar to popular sovereignty, it's basically the idea that people are the source of the government's power, not the other way around. It's not a matter that the government gives you freedom, but rather people give the government some power. So that means the government has to be responsible to what the people want, since the people are the source of that power. JeanJacques Rousseau, he further went with the social contract. He actually wrote something called the social contract. And so that's something else that he's remembered for, is that same idea. Baron de Montesquieu, he influenced more so the Constitution, and so we'll talk about this idea a lot more later in the unit. But he wrote The Spirit of Laws, and he argued in favor of separation of powers, which the United States does have today, and it's based in part on Montesquieu's writings. This has been a La Money production.